For the first time in Bury, we have an active food partnership focusing on improving our food culture and system for the better. We are also fortunate to have the Bury Community Support Network, which focuses on alleviating poverty. This year, as a collective, we achieved our Sustainable Food Places Bronze Award, which we are immensely proud of. The award recognises the work underway to promote healthy, sustainable and local food. To further enhance and develop our work, we took part in the My Food Community Programme, part of the Soil Association's Food for Life campaign. We had an opportunity to develop an action project, which is why we are here today focusing on the amazing work at the Food Pantry. We really hope that by sharing the Trust House story of how they developed their pantry model, you may find this a useful resource if you are considering making that transition to becoming a food pantry.
Trust House opened our doors at the beginning of 2019 and we never did food provision like we do here. At that point, we were all about building relationships with people in our community through our community cafe, finding out what the needs in the community were. When the pandemic hit in March 2020, we spoke to all our visitors and asked them what they needed from us. The thing that they said, we will miss our hot meals, we'll miss our food. And we realised that there was a need for food provision in what we were doing in and around our community. And so we started delivering surplus food and tinned food around the community while the pandemic was kind of at its height. Our deliveries went up from around about 45 households all the way up to over 200, which was just too much for us to cope with, and that was when we decided we needed to look at a more sustainable model, and we decided to open a food pantry. As it grew and developed, and as we listened to what our visitors needed, we were able to change and adapt. So we went from just providing surplus food and tinned food to more of the fresh food that you'll see in our pantry today.
Unlike a food bank, a food pantry is where our visitors get to choose what they want. So for a single pantry, which our visitors would pay £3 for, they could have a carton of long life milk, a tin of beans or spaghetti, a tin of chopped tomatoes, a tin of vegetables, a jar of pasta or curry sauce, a tin of soup, tinned fish or meat, a packet of biscuits, some tea bags, pasta or rice, and a box of cereal. On top of that, we offer fresh fruit and vegetable every week, eggs, bread, and a variety of fridge items. For a family shop, which is slightly more for £5, our visitors are able to double up on certain items with an emphasis really on the fresh food for those larger pantries.
The idea of a food pantry is that it's a lot more dignity and it's a lot more choice. It allows our visitors to really feel like it's a transaction happening, that it's a conversation happening. We're able to uncover lots of extra issues, lots of extra barriers through that.
Well, there's a lot of people at the moment that are finding it tough. You sort of think, oh, well, I don't need a food bank and I'm not that desperate, but it's not like that. The amount of people that can struggle for any reason whatsoever, doesn't matter who you are, what you've got, what you've not got. It's just a help for the cost of what you get for it. It really helps you out. And it's not just the pantry you're coming for, and you've got so many other people around you that you know and you get on with and you chat to, and they're all there for the same purpose as well. So you're not walking in thinking, oh my god, everyone's looking at me. It is a lot easier, a lot more comforting.
I would definitely encourage any food bank out there that already has that provision to try to move over to be a food pantry. We've been working with My Food Community to put this project together and provide a page on the Bury directory all about how we transition to be a food pantry, so that people can get an idea of how easy and simple it can be, as well as providing tips and advice. Working closely with the Bury Food Partnership has allowed us to access wider support, as well as being able to support other pantries and other food banks in the borough.
Ramsgate Pantry actually started just over 2 years ago, and originally it was set up to help the cause of providing children with meals during the holidays. And we realised that there was a huge need for far more than just children's lunches.
With the rising cost of living and many families being forced into food poverty, we felt that this would meet a real community need.
We have a number of members that actually can't get into the pantry on a regular basis, and so we've started delivering It's not something that we ever thought we would be doing, but it's, you know, you have to move the goalposts as the thing develops, and that's what we're doing.
Our members appreciate the fact that they can come in and choose what they want, rather than being given a box that's already been packed for them.
Obviously there's teething issues just on practical things. The kind of weekly pattern of, are we going to get enough food in, you know, or is there going to be too much food? But it's all, you know, it's all part of the process. Maybe start doing something like that and you think, I'm going to give and I'm going to, but actually you end up receiving a lot more and you end up benefiting yourself as a volunteer and a worker. People are paying, means that it's more of a cooperative model. It's community owned in that sense. The people that come and get their food here own it. In that sense, we need them as much as they need us. I'd say to anyone who's got worries about setting one up, go and find partners to work with.
It's been an eye-opener really, if I'm honest, that the people who come here, our users, have got lots of problems, some of them, not just empty cupboards, and they want to be able to come and talk, and some of them do open up to us.
And so they can come to us and, you know, we have a chat to them. They also ask us about, you know, what do I do with this kind of food, or how to cook these vegetables. So we can have a really good chat with them. And that, I find, is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a very friendly atmosphere. When you talk to them, you get to know them as friends and almost part of the family now. So again, it's all about building relationships within the community.
A big part of what we do at Trust House is eating together, and we found that food is a gateway, and the pantry is no different to that. We're able to really break down barriers, we're able to really uncover some of those issues that are going on for people in their lives when we have this conversation about what food they need. And it just all fits into the holistic support that we give to people. We don't want to just treat somebody as a customer in a food bank or a food pantry. We want to treat everything. We want to be able to deal with all their issues and all their barriers, and building those relationships with people, whether it's through our community cafe or our food pantry, really allows us to provide that holistic support to people. To me, Trust House is such an amazing place. Over the last almost 4 years, I've been able to build some relationships with some really special people. Here's some stories that are really shocking and quite upsetting, but actually knowing that even though we might be a drop in the ocean, that we're that little drop and that we're here for people. Myself and Alison and our team of volunteers who give their time so beautifully and so freely can really make a difference and an impact in people's lives. For the people who come through our door who are marginalised, who are unheard of, who have spent so much of their lives maybe feeling like they've fallen through the cracks, we're here to catch them and we're here to make them feel special and important, and that they're part of something bigger. We really want to get to know people and to build those relationships so that they become part of our family.